Hi everyone, welcome to Fahad's tutorial, and in this video I'm going to explain Niels Bohr atom model. As you know that in my previous video I already explained the Rutherford's model and the limitations of Rutherford models. So in this video you know that in 1911 Rutherford stated the atom model, which is known as solar model, but in 1913, after 2 years, Niels Bohr stated his model, and that is a very momentous model, and this is more acceptable than the Rutherford model. So what are the postulates of Niels Bohr model? At first, number one, Niels Bohr stated that electrons moves around in a circular path other than nucleus. So that circular path is important. So at first, Niels Bohr stated that electron will move around or revolve around nucleus in a circular path, because from the limitations of Rutherford we came to know that Rutherford didn't give any idea about the size and shape of the pathway of electron, but Niels Bohr stated that this pathway is circular. So this is the first postulates of Niels Bohr model, that electrons will revolve around the nucleus in a circular path. And number two postulates is these circular paths known as energy level. This is very important. Energy level, which is known as orbit. So we know that electrons will move around in a circular path, and these is actually the energy levels, and these energy levels will be designated with some capital letters, and I will start it from K. So the first orbit or shell or energy levels, you can say this is actually shell. So these energy levels is denoted as, this is the suppose this is the number 1, so as it is number 1, it will known as K shell. So when the second shell will be there, so there will be number 2, and this would be L shell. In case of third orbit, it is n equals 3, that means this is number 3, and then this is known as M shell. So we can see that gradually when it develops number 1, number 2, number 3, 4, 5, 6, then it will be expressed as K, L, M, N, O, P. So we can say that the shells or energy levels or orbit is expressed at K, L, M, N, O according to the number. So it will start at number 1. So the first shell will be expressed at K shell, and then L shell, and then M shell, and then N shell. And most importantly, when electrons will move around in a circular path, there is an angular momentum of electrons. So that angular momentum, this is very important, that angular momentum, there is an equation is mvr equal to nh by 2 pi, and this is very important, and we need to do some mathematics according to these equations, and this is very important, and that is why I need another extra class to explain the angular momentum of an electron. So here m is the mass of electrons, and you know this is 9.11 times 10 over minus 31 kilogram. So you know that this is actually 9.11 10 over minus 31 kilogram, or you can say 10 over minus 28 gram. And then V is the velocity of an electrons, and R is the radius of the shell. Suppose I am saying about this is the third shell and there is an electrons. So these electrons in moving around throughout this shell, and the angular momentum would be, suppose this is the nucleus and this is the center of the orbit. So this would be the radius of the shell, and this is the radius, and the velocity of the electrons here n is the number of shell where it's moving. So as it is the number 3, then N would be number 3. In case of H, this is a Planck constant, where the value of Planck constant is definitely a constant value. And you know the 2 and pi, which is 3.1416. So according to these equations, we can identify or we can calculate the angular momentum of an electrons in a definite shell or orbit. Right now I am not explaining this one because I need more time in another class how it's come and how these things will work and find out the angular momentum of electrons in any definite shell. So as this class is about Bohr's model, I am explaining only the statements or the postulates of the model. So first one is that according to Bohr's model, electron will move around in a circular path. Number 2, and this circular path is known as energy levels or orbits or shells. And here each and every single shells will be denoted as number 1, number 2, number 3, and according to the number it will express as at K, L, M, N, O, P. And then the third very important postulate is the quantum jump or the quantum leap. What are the meaning of these? According to the Niels Bohr, that in number 2, when electrons is revolving in a definite shell or orbit, it will not absorb any energy or emits any energy. But according to the third statement, if an electron, suppose I say that this is the second, suppose this is the first shell and this is the second shell. So if electrons absorb a definite amount of energy, fixed amount of energy, then it can jump to the higher energy levels. That means from n equal 1 to n equal to 2. So it can jump from one energy level to another energy level, and then on that time it will definitely absorb some energy. So when electron will absorb some energy, then it will jump to the higher energy level, higher orbit, and reversibly, when an electrons from higher orbits then come to the lower orbit, then it emits energy. So, and these emitted energy we can see as a spectrum. So spectrum are the combination of light in different color. So that is very important. So when quantum jump means when electron absorb definite amount of energy, or the fixed amount of energy, it can jump or it can go from lower energy level to higher energy level, or even reversibly, when electron emits a fixed amount of energy, it can come to the lower energy level, and this jump is known as quantum jump or quantum leap. And that leap, when it's coming from higher energy level to lower energy level, then it emits energy, and when this energy goes through the prism, then it looks like a combination of light in different colors, and these different colors known as spectra. This is very important. And spectrum, so what is spectrum? When the emitted energy from electrons goes through a prism, then it shows a combination of light in different color, and this light in different color combination known as spectrum. And what is the quantum jump? When electron absorb definite amount of energy, it can move from lower energy level to higher, and when it emits definite amount of energy, then it can come from higher energy level to lower energy level. This jump is known as quantum jump or quantum leap. So according to the Niels Bohr model, we got 3 postulates or statement. Number 1, electron is revolving in a circular path. This circular path is known as the orbit or energy level, which is denoted as from number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like K shell, M shell, L shell, N shell, O shell. And then the third is when electron absorbs definite amount of energy, quantum jump will happen. And then we can see the atomic spectrum because the spectrum is the combination of light in different colors. So this is the explanations of Niels Bohr atom model, and of course I hope those you are studying you understand things clearly. And please, there are some two equations. This is angular momentum. I shall explain it later on within different classes, that angular momentum of electrons, how these equations comes and how we can use it understanding the angular momentum of electrons in definite shell. So see you on the next class, and I hope you are enjoying these videos, and in case of your educations, please study hard and from your heart. Take care.